If your subconscious could speak, not through tightness in your chest or the echo of old stories, but in words you could finally understand, what might it say? Would it cry from years of carrying what you could? Or whisper softly, the way truth always does when you finally get still enough to hear it? It might say, "I'm not here to stop you. I'm trying to protect you." We've been taught to treat the subconscious as an obstacle, a dark vault of limitation and sabotage. But the truth is far more beautiful. Your subconscious isn't the villain, it's your oldest witness. The one who never forgot. The part still echoing pain you never released, moments you weren't seen, love that went unanswered. Here's the quantum truth. The universe, the field, the energy, the intelligence doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. It listens to the frequency your subconscious broadcasts every day, clear and consistent. So while your conscious mind says, "I want abundance, I want love," your subconscious may still hum with the memory of lack or rejection. Not to punish you, but because those vibrations once kept you safe. It remembers the nights you stayed silent to avoid being shamed. The times you dimmed your light to stay accepted. The moments invisibility meant survival. Now, when you reach for something higher, your subconscious tightens, not to sabotage, but to keep you safe according to its old map of protection. Every pattern you repeat is a message, not a malfunction. Every hesitation before a leap is your inner system trying to communicate. You've done everything right, the journaling, the meditation, the affirmations. Yet still you loop, reaching the edge of change only to fall back into the familiar. This isn't failure, it's translation. You're learning the language of your own energy. Because the quantum field isn't reading only your thoughts, it reads your emotional signature, the echoes still stored in your body. Bruce Lipton reminds us that the subconscious isn't just mental, it's biological. It lives in your nervous system, in your muscles, your breath, your tone. Every gesture reflects the patterns absorbed through repetition and culture. As Deepak Chopra says, the field responds not to thought alone, but to feeling. So if your body still carries the vibration of abandonment while your mind prays for connection, the field doesn't reject you, it mirrors the frequency mismatch. It's not punishment, it's precision. But nothing is fixed. The signal can change. You can learn to broadcast trust instead of fear, expansion instead of survival. But first, you must listen to what your signal is actually saying. Most people try to overwrite the subconscious with forced positivity, covering wounds with affirmations, meditating to escape the body, visualizing futures their nervous system doesn't yet believe in. But the field doesn't respond to words. It listens to resonance. Joe Dispenza teaches that the field mirrors coherence when thought, emotion, and action vibrate as one. If your thoughts speak abundance but your body still contracts, your signal is fragmented. The field reflects only what's stable within you. That's why you see the same relationship patterns, the same financial ceilings, the same inner whisper. Not yet, not enough, not safe. You're not stuck. You're entangled with an older vibration, the one that learned to survive by limiting itself. The field doesn't trap you, it meets you where you vibrate. Picture it as a frequency tuner. It doesn't care about your goals, it locks onto your dominant signal. So if deep inside you still believe good things never last, the field simply mirrors that rhythm, beginnings that fade, joy that slips away not to harm you, but to reveal what still hums beneath your desire. What if your resistance isn't failure but feedback? What if the moments you retreat aren't weakness but your own evolution whispering, integrate this first? The subconscious doesn't block, it seeks closure. It wants connection, not control. And so, the field will keep echoing the same lesson until you respond with a new vibration, not from force, but from awareness. When life repeats, it's not punishment. It's resonance seeking release. Patterns don't recur to imprison you. They reappear to reveal what hasn't yet been met with love. Your subconscious isn't dragging you backward, it's guiding you inward. Once the message is heard, the loop dissolves. the signal shifts, and when the signal shifts, reality follows. That's why fear and doubt rise before breakthroughs. That wave of "I'm not ready" isn't regression, it's recalibration. You're breaking the vibrational contract with your past, and your system is asking, are we truly safe to change? Every time you move toward the version of you who loves more deeply, creates more freely, or receives with ease, the old voice rises. Don't go there. It's not safe. But that's not a block. It's the part of you that once wore armor asking, do we still need it? We live in a world obsessed with forward motion and constant growth, high vibration, endless breakthroughs. But true transformation isn't about racing ahead. It's about returning inward, reclaiming the pieces of yourself that you once exiled just to survive. Your subconscious isn't recreating your past, it's completing it. That emotional storm before change, it isn't a breakdown. It's your body releasing frequencies that once held you in survival. Most retreat here, misreading contraction as failure. They go back to the old belief, the old relationship, the old comfort. Not because they're weak, but because they mistake release for danger. Think of it as a quantum echo. As you rise into new frequency, the old one reverberates one last time, asking, have you truly outgrown me? Your answer isn't in words, but in choice, in how you act when fear reappears. You're not just letting go of patterns. You're saying goodbye to the version of you that was built around them. That grief is not regression, it's rewiring. The subconscious isn't resisting, it's reorganizing. And this is the precise moment the quantum field listens most closely, not when you affirm in calm waters, but when you stand in the storm and choose not to collapse into the old signal. That quiet decision, the breath instead of the reaction, sends a wave through the field saying, this time, I choose from who I'm becoming. When you stay present in that choice, when you hold calm instead of collapsing, the entire signal changes. The field feels it instantly. You're no longer broadcasting from fear, but from coherence. You're saying through vibration, I trust what's unfolding. That's when the old timelines begin to dissolve. Not because you forced them, but because your energy no longer feeds them. What no longer matches your signal can't sustain itself around you. This is the power of awareness. The moment you see the pattern clearly, you stop identifying with it. And when you stop identifying, the vibration loses power. The loop ends not through struggle, but through understanding. The subconscious stops shouting when it's finally heard. The body relaxes when it feels safe to feel. The mind quiets when it no longer has to protect. That's what Bruce Lipton means when he says your beliefs become your biology. The moment your cells receive a new emotional instruction, they reorient. It's not just mental healing, it's molecular communication. Deepak Chopra reminds us that the universe doesn't respond to commands, it mirrors states of being. When your inner signal steadies, the outer world becomes an echo of coherence. Joe Dispenza describes it as becoming the living signal of your future, not waiting for evidence, but embodying the frequency first. Thought and emotion merge, and the field rearranges around the vibration of certainty. You are not creating your reality from scratch. You are tuning into the version of reality that already matches your frequency. The field holds infinite potentials. Your vibration selects the one that feels familiar. That's why deep healing often feels slow. You're not just changing thoughts, you're changing familiarity. The body trusts what it knows, even when what it knows hurts. So healing isn't about erasing pain, it's about teaching the body that peace is safe now. Every breath of awareness is a recalibration. Every time you pause before reacting, you rewrite the subconscious code. Every time you choose love instead of fear, you strengthen the signal of safety. And eventually, the field adjusts. You start to see coincidences aligning, not as miracles, but as reflections of your new rhythm. Conversations flow differently. Opportunities appear where effort used to live. Relationships feel lighter, grounded in truth rather than need. You no longer chase alignment, you are alignment. Because coherence isn't an achievement, it's a remembering. You were always in tune before the noise of survival distorted your signal. You're not becoming something new. You're returning to what you always were: awareness in motion, consciousness expressing itself as you. The subconscious no longer has to guard the past when the present feels safe enough to hold it. That's when expansion happens naturally. You don't have to force growth, you allow it. The universe doesn't test you, it tunes you. Every moment that feels like resistance is a chance to stabilize your new frequency. Every person who triggers you is a mirror showing where your signal still shakes. So when the next old pattern arises, don't rush to fix it. Listen. Let the emotion speak its message. It will always say one thing in different forms: please make this safe to feel. When you meet that emotion without judgment, it finally releases. The vibration neutralizes. What once was pain becomes power. That's the hidden beauty of this work. The field never stops reflecting, and that means it never stops teaching. Every reflection, pleasant or painful, is your consciousness in conversation with itself. And once you understand that, life stops being a battle and becomes a dialogue. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and begin whispering, "What is this showing me about my signal?" You begin to navigate creation consciously. You fine-tune instead of fight. You feel your power return, not as dominance but as harmony. This is the quiet strength the masters spoke of, the calm that vibrates louder than words, the stillness that bends probability. Bruce Lipton, Deepak Chopra, and Joe Dispenza, three voices of one truth, all remind us that energy responds to coherence, not effort. When mind and heart align, the quantum field listens. Your subconscious was never broken. It was loyal, too loyal to old definitions of safety. And now that you're safe to expand, it can finally rest. That's when the miracles start to feel ordinary. The synchronicities so frequent you stop calling them luck. The peace so natural you forget what striving felt like. You're not manifesting anymore. You're remembering. The field isn't granting wishes, it's reflecting wholeness. Because the truth is, you were never disconnected. You were only broadcasting through interference. And now, through awareness, you've cleared the static. So breathe. Let your body know that the new frequency is home. Let your nervous system learn the vibration of ease. And each morning when you wake, remind yourself softly, not as affirmation but as recognition: I am the signal. I am the field. I am coherence in motion. When you live from that knowing, creation stops being a chase and becomes a rhythm. Life doesn't need to be attracted, it simply responds. You have never needed to force the universe to listen. It has always been listening. The question was never whether it heard you, only whether you could hear yourself. Now you can. And the moment you can, everything changes.